Fix my hair here. Morning, Trade Pros. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is Friday, June the 5th. Big weekend coming up for me and a big end to the week for the stock market. All right. There's only one thing we're going to talk about here today. And because there's some elevated volatility right before this open for today's session, we're going to have to get in the trade room a little bit quicker and cut the YouTube shorter for today's session. But I'll tell you this, the number that everyone cared about this week was the non-farm payrolls report, or the private jobs data. What this basically means is how many jobs were added to the private sector in the month of May. And this report usually comes out the first Friday of the month at 8:30 in the morning. So at 8:15, our elite team assembled in the elite room. I showed up at 8:22. All right, and we talked about this report, and I'll tell you guys what I told them very quickly. Not, I'll abbreviate it because it was 8 minutes, but I said there's a lot of bull baked into the stock market. We're going to need a really bullish non-farm payrolls report for the market to move higher, right? Otherwise, we sell off. That's how these things work. And then at 8:30 in the morning, the headline hits. The expectation was for a minus 8 million count of jobs. So 8 million jobs lost in the month of May versus 20 million prior month, which is a huge loss. But you guys remember April's when we were dealing with the fallout of the coronavirus pandemic, all right? May comes out at plus 2.5 million jobs. That's wildly bullish. To put that into context for you, before the pandemic, we're having about 500,000, 250,000 in that range of jobs on a monthly basis. Now we get a 2.5 million addition of jobs. Look, I know you're going to look at that and say, well, great, we've regained 2.5 million of the 20 million that were lost. But that's not the way the market looks at it, all right? The market is always optimistic. Pessimists have a really hard time trading the market because they don't understand what's making a move. I'll tell you this, it's a big surprise for people that there's a ton of hiring in May, a month where we only started to reopen late in May, and these jobs are coming back online. Mind you, the Bureau of Labor and Statistics that does this report released that employment rose sharply in leisure and hospitality, in construction, education, and health services, and retail trade. Those are the areas or the sectors of the market, rather, that had those are the sectors that people are most worried about because of this coronavirus pandemic. And so this is a strong and resilient bounce back on an economic front, and the stock market is rallying on that news. We've oftentimes said the economy and the market are two different things. What's caused it to rally from the 2174 to where we are today, now 3170? Look at this thing, just ripping heads. All right, what's caused it to rally these points is the Fed. But this is the first real piece of positive economic data that we see. And the market's taken a leap forward on it, all right? We know the economy is not the market. The market's not the economy. They move for different reasons. Today, they are in sync. That's a really good economic number, and the market is pricing it in. All right? So that being said, the U.S. dollar rose from 96.68 to 96.97. Okay, big rally there. ES futures contracts were trading at 34 pre-report. Now we're trading 71. We're up 40 points. So if you're looking to start the day trading right now, you're starting with an opportunity that you've given up of 40 points. You have to really take advantage of these reports. Last couple months, they haven't really been that eventful. Non-farm payrolls this month, they really came out strong. Huge opportunity. Elite room, some of them got the trade. Some I assume didn't. I picked it up for 20 handles. I'm done for the day. I'm not going to have any more trades for a Friday. I don't really care what happens. I'm good. Spot gold prices dropped from 1,700 down to 1,690. All right, on this news report, Donald Trump tweeted, and he said, "Really big jobs report. Great going, President Trump. Kidding, but true." That's his tweet, with the kidding but true part. And then he tweets 15 minutes later, says, "I'll be holding a news conference at 10 a.m. on the jobs numbers, White House." Okay. And so, Donald Trump is taking the humble approach about this. However, let's see what he has to say at 10 a.m. That news conference will be important, potentially market moving. Okay, great jobs report. I mean, the markets are giddy all across the board. Risk assets are pumping higher. Risk off is dropping. All right, government required businesses to rehire all staff in order to secure PPP loan. That's in Germany. Many companies rehired staff they don't really need once it runs out for unemployment for the new back to unemployment for new hires. Well, that assumes that it's going to run out and then the economy isn't going to restart. I think here's the thing. I think the danger in being pessimistic is that even if you're right, it's still bad, right? And I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that the economy restarts. In Canada, we're seeing the economy restart. I'm seeing it firsthand. I don't know about Germany. And I can tell you this, we're seeing consumption pick up. Businesses are returning back to work, right? And these numbers from coronavirus haven't been that bad in the last couple weeks, all right? So we're constantly decreasing there. So it's an interesting, I think we go into this weekend with a lot of optimism for the stock market. At what point do we sell off a little bit? I think if we hit around the 3,200, we got probably another 20 points or so of upside. As we approach that 3,200, look out. Those round, juicy numbers never get touched the first time through. I see some people selling above. Right now, she's a bull. Buy stops are getting ripped, shorts getting their head squeezed in a vice grip, and the market continues higher. Very surprising report, though, and that's what's driving markets higher today. Okay, in Asia, Japan's up, Hong Kong's up, China and India as well. In Europe, a midday, London, Paris, Frankfurt, all up almost 2 percentage points. And futures in the U.S., Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, undoubtedly higher, a lot higher. We're gaining to the 2% ground here. Okay, crude oil was up as well on news that OPEC Plus is willing to extend production cuts by 1 month. Some people are asking for more, but the talk of the town right now is they're going to extend for 1 month and have the meeting later in June for a longer term agreement. All right, so that's positive. That bodes well for crude oil as well. Crude is also catching. Gold traders who are long gold for the long term need a little bit of a doomsday event to keep going higher. We hit some really big resistance levels. I think we curl back on gold a little bit, see if we can pick up some demand below. All right. What else do we got? Bitcoin is up, but still below 10,000. Non-farm payrolls was the big one today. 1 p.m. we have Baker Hughes rate count, 3 p.m. consumer credit. And that's it. We're ending off the week on a strong note so far in the morning. Stay on that bid. Look for another pullback or two. And then at some point in the early afternoon, I do think we get a fade, maybe even as European markets close at 11:30 a.m. There's going to be some profit taking heading into the weekend, but it's going to be hard to fight this long side. All right, it's a great report. A lot of money is going to need to buy. Who are the buyers in this market? Shorts trying to get out. They're market buyers. And people who are long, who haven't added to the long, who need to explain to their investors how come they haven't added to the long. And so now they're forcing themselves to buy it at a higher price. They're chasing the market. You don't chase it. All right. You find the high opportunity trades, wait for a pullback, ride this thing out. Guys, have a good weekend. Be safe out there. Stay out of trouble. Do I think airline stocks will briefly sell off at the market open before they bounce again? It sounds like you need that to happen, Travis. I don't know what situation you got yourself in, but that's a very specific question, and I don't know. Do I think they will briefly sell off before they bounce again? Anything can happen. They'll sell off if there's more sellers than buyers. I don't know the future. I do know how to read the real time. That's my only skill in this market. I don't predict. I don't have a crystal globe, unfortunately. Neither does anyone else. So if they do, what are you going to do about it? Have a next best trade, but don't have this bias that you do or live or die by. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be quirky with you. Just trying to help you, my brother. All right, YouTube. Love you guys. Be safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. Manage that risk. Try like a trade pro. And any thoughts on why some of the biggest moves are happening overnight apart from today? Sean 6'5", that's a good question. Let's talk about that in our upcoming Q&A. We're going to do a question and answer period next weekend, all right, with YouTube, and I'll help you guys out. I haven't forgotten about you, but right now our community's got to crush it and get in another good day in the books. Love you, YouTube. Be good. Stay out of trouble. Manage your risk, trade pro, and I'll see you next week. Peace out. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Ciao. All those